A quick new idea, daily, from the world's greatest TEDx talks. I'm your host, Atossa Leoni, and this is TEDx Shorts. From baseball cards to antique furniture, most of us have amassed a collection of some kind. Daniel Krawczyk explains the psychology behind why we collect. Daniel is a neuroscientist, psychologist, and professor of behavioral and brain sciences at the University of Texas at Dallas. Today, he explores several theories to argue that collecting is a hardwired human trait.
I'm a experimental psychologist. I get to study how we remember, how we think, and how we reason. I'm also a brain researcher. I like to study how the brain's structure enables its functions. And lastly, I like to collect things. I'm a collector. So if we think about humans, probably the first collectors would have been our hunter-gatherer ancestors, and that would have been critical for survival. So being a hunter or gatherer, you would need to save food, save for a rainy day. Or if you had useful tools now, it's important to keep them and carry them with you, thus beginning the human need to pull around a U-Haul trailer everywhere we go. Probably starts there, and to do that behavior, which probably saved our ancestors in the past, because you would have what you need later, you have to be able to store episodes in time. So collecting may have really saved our species in the past. It's more than just a hobby. Art collectors are hobbyists and collectors, and part of art is a communication between the artist and the viewer, and so we can re-experience those emotions, again, very abstract and interesting ways that we can encode and think about episodes in our lives. Children are collectors. You might have heard the phrase collect them all. You might have collected G.I. Joe figures or Cabbage Patch dolls or Beanie Babies. Some of the most successful toy lines have capitalized on this idea. If you have one, this beautiful packaging suggests there's all these other ones, and wouldn't it be great to get these? And so this was a big part of my childhood and my kids' childhoods, and so it's just a big part of our lives when we're young. So it's not only artistic, it says something about the culture at that time. Some of us continue to be collectors as adults, and it becomes much more embellished and amplified in adults. So back in 1991, Wayne Gretzky, the hockey star, and Bruce McNall, the owner of the LA Kings, who had acquired Gretzky in a famous trade, had bought a Honus Wagner baseball card from 1909. This was interesting. It made the news. That card is now worth $2.8 million at its last trade. So collecting can be purely an investment. We can take value to an extreme like no other species. It's not just a card, it's a representation of baseball history, sports history, and it's the human story behind these objects that we can appreciate and adds to their values. Autobiographical memory is one of the major features of human memory. It's the situations that happen to us. Our early birthdays, our weddings, the birth of our children. So that's one of the last reasons that we really collect, and it's connecting with other people who are like-minded. Our brains are very social. We have social rewards. We experience the reward of being around other people, and we have a hormone called oxytocin. Oxytocin elevates when we're around like-minded individuals, in groups, as social psychologists would say. And so we can bond over these weird, wonderful, interesting facts that all of us share. So when you go to your relative or friend's house and it's just too cluttered, don't call the psychologist just yet to complain that they might be a hoarder. Instead, ask them about their collection. You might find that there's an interesting personal story, autobiographical details about these objects. And then we can elevate value to such a tremendous degree because we integrate memories into these different objects. So my advice would be collect things, go on eBay and experience that thrill of the rush when you win an auction. It's a great thing. And also connect with others, discuss your hobbies with other people, and you'll probably find that you can make friends and have interesting connections. It will enrich your life.
The TEDx talk you just listened to was recorded in Dallas, Texas. All TEDx events are independently organized by volunteers who believe in TED's mission of ideas worth spreading. Thanks to the organizing team at TEDxSMU. Want to listen to more TEDx talks? Explore the entire archive on the TEDx YouTube channel. I'm Atossa Leoni. Thanks for listening, and see you tomorrow.